Hello, Gemini. So happy to have you here for your reading. Welcome to 8th House Things. I do personal readings as well as general readings for the collective. For personal readings, kindly contact the email below, mfirst@gmx.com. It is my honor to read for you this evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you might be in this world today. I can't tell you how much of a release and relief it always is to read for the collective, especially with this very interesting energy that's been coming for us from a Venus retrograde late in the year last year, leading into a Mercury retrograde, which we are currently in. So if some people are coming back, know the deal. Friend of mine made a comeback after months of me not hearing from her, and then I was reminded today when a friend of mine had her best friend make a brief comeback today. And I was reminded of the fact that it is indeed Mercury retrograde. And of course, people are going to show up in your life. People might quit on you. Technology might be trash. You know the deal. Your energy is coming in really interesting today for me, Gemini. I got illusions. Then it kind of morphed into delusions of grandeur and illusions of grandeur. Then I heard like waterfalls. So I'm hearing, what are you up to, Gemini? Are you chasing waterfalls? Are you dreaming those fantastical dreams of yours again? What's cooking? Good looking. Let's start with 4 cards for Gemini, please. And one more clean shuffle for you, Gemini. And hopefully this spread will give some or shed some light on why exactly I'm hearing these specific terms. So let's hear what's going on, or let's see what's going on for your spread for Gemini. 4 cards, please. Ooh, okay, so we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. I have the 3 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Coins, and then Awakening. That's interesting. Okay, Gemini, so 5 of Cups in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Coins, and Awakening. So what I'm seeing here is a struggle within an internal conflict within yourself is going on right now, Gemini. And it's pulling you in the direction, it's having a very interesting effect on you. I'm seeing here it's kind of like an internal conflict between what you know can give you happiness, but really hasn't. And then getting to know yourself and investing more in who you are as an individual. So it seems as though you are at a what is it when the path goes into 2? You've been on one path for a while, and now you're at a point where the universe is shaking things up and giving you a hard right or left. And right would be the continuation of how you've been doing it, but that has been to your detriment. So what I'm seeing is that you have tried to make yourself happy with things, material items. You've neglected yourself, who you are, what makes you happy. You've neglected the pursuit of happiness for the pursuit of material things. Now you're faced with a choice where you can continue pursuing the material things, but it's just going to lead to a point where you are destitute in other ways. Your other option is finally getting to know yourself, but that's also a very painful purging process where you have to do some very deep introspective shadow work. I mean, shadow work is introspective, but you know what I mean. So you have two options. You continue how you've been, and it will lead you into a bottomless pit of unhappiness, or you take another option that you are, quite frankly, afraid to take, but that's the best option for you. You choose yourself, and you do some major introspection so that you can get to the bottom of your unhappiness. You know, not that you're completely unhappy, it's just that your current way of life leaves you wanting. It's lacking. I want 3 more cards, please, for, yeah. Yeah, and right now, there may be this illusion of limbo, but don't be fooled by it, because it's like it's not a situation of the blind leading the blind or uncertainty. You definitely have two options here. One will lead you to conquering your fears, number one, and facing your fears. And by doing so, you get to the point, because you're giving off the illusion that you are an emperor right now, or someone who is worthy of the title of king. Because what came up was the Two of Swords in reverse, the King of Wands, and the Hanged One. Right? So you come across superficially as though you are the King of Wands. But in essence, your true essence is not of a king. Just to be very honest with you. And so you are being presented, the universe is literally, with this awakening card, I'm telling you, the universe is literally giving you the opportunity to finally embody the King of Wands energy that's coming out here. Right? And there is no confusion. That's why the Two of Swords is in reverse. And there is no need for you to be putting yourself in this limbo. If you are in limbo, that is your problem. Or that is your fault. You put yourself there. Because the Hanged One is telling me that no, there's progression, or at least, but you have to believe it exists. It's there. So the Two of Swords is telling me that the Two of Swords in reverse is telling me that you can't feign ignorance for long, right? Because you have the knowledge. And I mean, come on, you are a Gemini. Air signs are highly intellectual, highly communicative. You've done your research, you've been presented with the information, you know what your next move should be. You should choose the path of following the route that leads you to really digging deep and doing that self-work. Right? It's a no-brainer. So if you're still dilly-dallying and putting yourself in limbo, that's on you. 9 of Coins comes out. The Magician comes out. All of these major arcana, Gemini, this is a pivotal moment in your life for sure. 9 of Coins, the Magician, and the 4 of Coins coming out here. And that's telling me about possibilities. That the possibilities for you, should you take the route that you are supposed to take, of digging deep, doing, being self-reflective, being introspective and healing. That's ultimately the goal, right? We heal ourselves, we heal our traumas, we raise our inner child again, and we orchestrate the positive developments in our lives. That is the magician. The magician is a powerful manifester, Gemini. And for a highly intellectual sign, that means you're always in your head. Someone who's always in their head is constantly thinking. If you're thinking, you're manifesting. Right? And also, I'm just seeing that it's just this habit that you've created where you covered things, but you can't even take a second to pause and just take in the beauty of life. I feel like you're missing out on the beauty of life by being so one-dimensional, Gemini. Or at least you have been until this point. Because now because I feel like your current energy is the limbo that you've put yourself in. The ignorance that you are feigning. Right? And it's like, no. As much as that's your current energy, what lies ahead of you is finally being able to marvel at the beauty and the splendor of the world. But then I'm seeing here with the fourth coins, there's always that inclination to stick to what you know, stick to your status quo. But it's not working. It feels very insignificant though. And that's why I'm inclined to believe that you are going to take the route of working towards bettering yourself, healing your traumas, finding out who you are. Isn't that the ultimate goal? Isn't that everyone's ultimate goal, Gemini? Finding out who you are, what your purpose is. You can only do that if you take stock of where you are, number one. Take in what the world has to offer and accept the gifts that the universe gives you with these choices that really are an opportunity to ascend and transcend and open your mind, open your heart, release the energies, release and receive the energies that are targeting your chakras. And that third eye is dying to open. We all have, to a large extent, psychic abilities, all of that good stuff. And it just depends on how much time you invest in being with yourself, being alone. That awakening card is just telling me, Gemini just needs to be alone. And whatever meditative practice you could put in, where you still and silence your mind, would be so beneficial for you, Gemini. 4 more cards for Gemini. Ooh, we got the Page of Coins. The 3 of Coins needs to be not reversed. Came out in reverse. The 8 of Swords. Your energy coming through here with the 8 of Swords. This is fascinating. Page of Coins here. 3 of Coins there. Yeah, it's a very spiritual time for you. And again, it just feels as though, and what I'm seeing here is another warning, that if you don't take the opportunity that you're being presented with, you accepting that it's time to heal, accepting that it's time to ascend, accepting that it's time to open up to the gifts of the universe. If you don't take that cup, if you don't fill that cup, because you're filling yourself, right? fulfilling yourself, opening your heart. If you don't, you're going to be put in a position where you won't even recognize yourself, Gemini. You won't. Page of coins here, three of coins. There's so much earth energy coming for you, coming through for you in your reading. Some air energy too, but it's heavy with the material, which is the coins, right? Earthly things, tangible things. So I am seeing here with the three of coins, it's literally like, understand this. One path will lead you to emotional, spiritual, what are the other words? Emotional, spiritual fulfillment, like nothing you've ever experienced before. And that's where it's the message is, that's where your riches are. That's where your heart should lie. That's where your treasure is. And if your heart is open and that chakra is open and it's healing and it's receiving the universe's gifts, that's where your treasure will be. Right? So it's embracing an ascension that takes you to, that helps you understand that life is not about the 3D. It's ironic with the page of coins and the three of coins. And then your other option will render you in a position where you don't even recognize yourself. You don't want to get that. You don't want it to get that far, Gemini. That's scary to me. Why even risk it? Right? But like I said, that's why the warning keeps coming up again for you. It's saying essentially, look, we know that you're going to choose to finally address yourself, finally face yourself. But if you don't, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, you'll be a shadow of your former self. You won't recognize yourself in the mirror. You run the risk of mindlessly existing, continuing to exist in this 3D world that is unfulfilling, sometimes mundane. You know, especially the things that interest you the most about the 3D, because the universe and God's creations, that's a different story. But if you choose to exist on this plane and you focus on certain things, they become boring to look at. The same things that you think will make you happy will get to a point where you even resent them. There you go, Gemini. I trust you'll make the right decision for yourself, And I know that the universe has your back. That's for sure. Take good care of yourself and happy January.